Bay 13 is now available for loading. I repeat, Bay 13 now available for loading.
Hello. Turn this music down so it doesn't like blow my eardrums out. Hi everybody, how we doing? Happy Friday. Give me a second here. I think we're good. Let's see. Just waiting on Instagram to spin up here. What is that flickering? Is that on my end? No, it's good. All right, let's see. What do we got going on here? What's up, Mr. Blazerman? How you doing? Hi, everybody. So, welcome on in. Welcome back to another episode of watching me try to figure out how to use this software again. Today, if you guys have been keeping up with what I've been doing, there are 2 videos so far on the kind of process that I've been following for this. I'm trying to kind of vlog the entire thing. And it's been fun. I haven't picked it up since I did those videos, so I wanted to work on it tonight because I had a plan for tonight. And unfortunately it fell through, but I'm hoping by next week it's good. So we'll see how that goes. But I will be starting a new project as long as everything works out. So, hi. How are we? Where's my pure F and why isn't it opening? Come on, pure F. There it is. Open, recent, death. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Sweet. So, I was on a boat last week. How was the boat? Were you on like a ship or a boat? Like a fishing boat. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is for now we're gonna turn on some Dynamesh. Yes. Okay. Go up just a little bit. That's quite not a lot, actually. Let's go up higher. And already I have forgotten how to use this. Nope, we're good. Okay. Let's just freeze subdivision. Oops, don't do that. Hold on. See, something's weird here. Hold on a second. Hey man, how's it going? It's going good, Alonzo. How are you? I miss it. I had robot alcohol makers, free food, and no responsibilities. I mean, that sounds great. I'm not gonna lie. That would be wonderful. That would be great. Envy, hello. How are you? Okay. So what I'm a little confused about. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Let's do this. Turn that off. Okay. Mr. Blazing Man, thank you so much for resubscribing. 4 months. Oh yeah, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. All good. What are we working on tonight? So this is something that I have already managed to screw up tremendously tonight. Let me go back for a second here. Okay, this is a new project that I'm starting based around the Grim Reaper, but it's going to be kind of like a Nordic-inspired version of it. It's going to be really interesting. I had another plan for tonight, but that fell through, so this is what we're doing tonight. So, should be fun. Shouldn't be too bad. But I'm just going to be blocking this out a little bit more and just kind of getting the form set up here. I do want to start working on sculpting this jaw in a little bit because it's a little bit too, it's too flush. Let's do where's my clay build up. Yeah. But how's everybody doing? How do you guys, how was your weeks? Guarvuda. Nope, I'm saying that wrong. Guarvududa. Dada? Hi. I'm sorry if I just butchered your name. It is not on purpose. Okay. So we're just gonna sculpt a lot of this in. Smooth it a bit. I want to thin the neck out a bit though. As far as the ears go, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna just like leave the holes, which should be right about here. So I'm gonna just give myself some markers in here. So we'll leave that there. If I need to adjust it, I need to adjust it. It's okay. But we will see. Again, I am no expert at this program, guys, so if you're looking for professional advice on it, I'm not the person. Just giving myself some markers here. I know that I'm not going to do anything with the eyes because I plan to have it covered with like a metal cap. So I don't think I'll be doing anything with that. You know what I do need though? Hold on a second. I need some decent, let's see. Oh yeah, that's perfect. There we go. I like that. Accurus Art, thank you so much for the follow on Instagram. For once, Instagram actually let me know that happened. Okay. So this guy's not going to have any lips. So I'm going to go ahead and just start kind of deconstructing a lot of this. Because I know for a fact these are going to be teeth. Sharky, I just started. So I'm just going to block that in a little bit. Let's see. Kind of pull this back a bit. I do want to maintain some of the features, so like the kind of cheekbone in here. Perfect time to save. Alright, fine, I'll save just for you. Finally, I could tune in. Normally I'm at work, but you've been a great inspiration pursuing passion projects and just keep trying. Hey, thank you so much. I'm glad you're able to finally tune in. That's cool. How are you doing tonight? Trying to rig for the first time, and it's a mess. It will for sure be a mess. Rigging is terrible. I despise it. Let's see. My hands are not so artistic to get used to ZBrush. Tried to do a human face before. Turned into a nice fish face. I get it. It takes a lot. I've been actually doing a lot of like practice and reading outside of this on like anatomy and things. So I'm by no means the best yet, but getting there. I'm gonna go ahead and just block the eyes in. They will be covered. Let's see. I definitely want to, like, let's see. This is going to be mainly just me experimenting. So, again, no experts here on ZBrush. Let's see. I made the chicken jockey. Oh my god. Why? What's up, man? How you doing? I'm doing good, Zach. How you doing? I'm trying to work on this again, but like the motivation is like not here today. But that's okay. Sometimes you have to fight through not having the motivation to get to the good stuff. So this is where the discipline comes in. It was something I needed to look up. Let's see. Let me pull it up real quick because I know what I need. I wanted to add it to my concept art thing. Where is it? Oh, what the hell's the name of that Batman? That like evil demon Batman? I really liked the... No, not that one. Where is it? What's the name of that one? That guy right there. What the hell's his name? Wrath of the Demon King. Alright. Batman Demon King. Is that what I'm looking for? That's kind of what I'm looking for, maybe? No, that's actually not what I'm looking for. Oh, shoot. What the hell's that thing's name? It doesn't help me anyway, actually, because I thought he didn't have lips, but he does have lips, and I need something without lips, so that will continue. The Batman Who Laughed, maybe? Possibly? The one with the, like, spiky helmet thing. No, do mine? Yeah, that's him. Is it? Okay. I'll have to see if I can find one without lips, because that's what I was kind of looking for. I'm going to go ahead and just sculpt in some of this stuff, though. Least favorite part of all this is blocking. Just flatten out for a second here. This fucking bird. Anything you need tips on, let me know, my dude. I have been known to dabble in ZBrush. No, for sure. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. I think right now I'm just trying to find my footing because it's been a hot minute since I've used this. But I can't necessarily dog on it. It's doing pretty good so far. It's getting kind of to where I want it to be. So I know looking at the skull, those nostrils are way too far apart. So let's go. How are you doing tonight, Zach? You working on anything cool? Yep, that's not working. Okay. Okay, that's feeling better. I just need to kind of carve that in a bit. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Andre, I understand your pain. I thought a simple Kirby model would be the easiest than a normal humanoid figure. Nope, so much work involved. Yeah, I know. That's why I was kind of like kicking myself for wanting to do this, but it's all right. Be okay. Work with a larger brush first. The smallest star is not the best. No, for sure. I'm kind of just giving myself a little bit of like trying to figure out like where I want everything, and then I'll start working with like actual blockout. Mainly because I just destroyed the actual, what do you call it, the anatomy here when I smoothed everything out. Okay. That at least gives me that. Okay. Cool. That's cool. Not really changing anything with the back of the head. But I know I want the temples to sink in a little bit, so we'll start working on that now. Excuse you. Just kind of reinforcing that, like, skeletal look. The only thing that I'm not liking is the head's looking really meh. It's looking a little bulbous. I know part of that is probably because this was a human. So let's just sink some of that in a little bit. Okay. I'm not feeling horrible about it so far, so that's good. That's always a good thing. Because he's a thinking man. He's got a big brain energy. Let's see. Okay. I missed a bunch of messages. Yeah, this week I'm working on the Basilisk. Now to work on the Joker sculpt. Nice. How are you feeling about the Basilisk? That's entirely too wide. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to just sculpt that in a little bit. Okay, side profile is looking okay, but I'm not super thrilled with the front. Let's see. In a mentorship for that creature, I'm not allowed to work on weekends. Oh, that's weird. Why? I always have my mentees working on weekends. Hey, what's up? And Aaron, hi, how are you? Blockout is done. Moving on to secondary shapes. So anatomy. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. My Mentos never get a break. No, I'm actually really not that hard on like my mentees, so I like to give them the space to like learn how they need to learn. Okay. Cool. So we're just gonna move on to the neck for a little bit here. I tend to like to just like bounce around and work on things. Haven't really kind of like figured out how I want to like actually structure things yet. Let's get the collarbones in there. Why do you always make noise when I start streaming? Dude's been quiet for the past like 2 hours and now he's just like, mm-hmm. Now is time for noise. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab that in there and then I need to pull that muscle back because that's way too thick. ZBrush is for sure one of those applications where I just have to trust the process. Because sometimes I look at what I'm doing here and I'm like, nope, that looks like shit. Because right now it do. Intention is to treat it like an actual production job, so having a weekend for personal work. I'm like, okay, that's fair. I get that. He wants his fame. It's tiki time. I know. Well, he's also mad because his little girlfriend is not in the cage with him. Whoa. Okay. That needs to come a little bit more. I know that's like entirely too large, but at least it gives me the landmark for now. That actually does not connect there, so let's smooth that out here. That kind of connects up the neck, so if we're moving up the neck, it connects to the base right underneath the ear. So that's in the right spot. Just gotta make sure I'm paying attention to where I'm going here. I still haven't quite figured out movement in ZBrush yet. I'm getting a lot more comfortable with it, but like, man, it's so wonky. Okay. Rage on Tiki, no. What are you sculpting? So this is a new personal project that's going to be based around Death or the Grim Reaper. Who are you interning with, Zach, if you don't mind me asking? That one kind of goes up underneath the skull. So here's the issue, is that I've got too much like meat back here. So I'm going to go ahead and start kind of pulling that in a bit. Oh, I see. Gotcha. No biggie. Let's see. Totally understand that. Just gonna kind of get the shoulder in here a little bit. Okay, so that muscle travels. I need. Hold on a second. Where is? Because I did buy it. Let's see. There it is. Okay. I don't think this has any nudity in it, but I don't know. Let's see. I want neck and head muscles. Oh yeah, there's nudity in it. Okay, so let's not show that online. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So those fold, and then that becomes... Oh, what muscle is that? Nope, there's nudity. Okay, hold on. There we go. Alright, that's what I wanted. So... Number 3, what is that called? Trapezius, that's right. Oh, can I say oh, it does, yeah. Booba, yes. Enough. I've joined your live after some time because I was busy with my project and classes. Nice. Well, welcome on in. How long have you been using ZBrush? I can actually tell you because I forgot to start my little timer thingy. Hold on. I have used ZBrush for a total of 21 hours. Quick tip. Wait a minute. Okay, quick tip. The sterno, I'm not even going to try to say that because I'm terrible at that. Muscle is under the jaw, should connect to the base of the clavicle. Right. That's what I was kind of... Where did it go? Where did it go? There it is. So let's see. Let's go up here. Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, so I have that running off in the wrong direction. Okay, so I do need to fix that. That's okay. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that. I have way too much gap, or not enough gap here, actually, so... Alright, so let's smooth that out, and then we're going to just redirect this. Block that for now. And then there is that little... I really don't like that ZBrush does that. What's up, Zach? How you doing? Where's my... So I'm going to... Alright, I'm going to take this and move this over to my other monitor so I can see it constantly, because I can't see it. Let's see. Alright, so there is another muscle that goes underneath that. So what's number 2? 2 is the trapezius. And then 1 is the sterno. Okay. Cool. As you guys can tell, I don't know anatomy as well as I should, but that's okay. That's why we learn. After spending about 3 years in animation VFX and also spend money on institute in India, no jobs, and the jobs in market are really low paying, is animation worth it in VFX as a full career? It is if you make it that way. You do have to just really keep working at it, unfortunately. Like, times are kind of tough right now in the industry, so it's obviously a lot harder, but there are plenty of people I know who have made it in and they are doing just fine. So it might be a little bit tougher in India because I don't really know what the situation is up there, but that's kind of up to you to research when you're in that area, you know. So there is a muscle that goes underneath that. Let's see. But I don't think I need to worry about that right now at this moment. I do want to move that though. This is the stuff that I should have learned in college, but I didn't learn in college. Unfortunately. I'm also working on a current project with ZBrush making a Velociraptor. Nice, that's cool. I finished up my dinosaur a couple weeks ago. I was pretty happy with the way that one turned out. It's taking shape. We're taking shape. I'm not mad about it yet. This one, let's go, where's my facial anatomy? Hopefully that's not a separate book. Oh, but it might be. Oh, nope, it's not. There we go. Okay, so there is a bone. So there's the bone that goes across to the ear canal, which is this guy right here. All right, so that's what we're going to work on then. So this guy does kind of split across there. Just going to kind of work this in. I'm just trying to figure out where I can take stuff away and where I can add stuff, basically, right now. Did I just run out of music again? Oh, I did. Well, damn. Let's see. My uni professor said that we wanted to learn ZBrush. We would have another course instead of learning 3D modeling covering basics. Wait. We wanted to learn ZBrush. We should have... Oh, I see. Yeah. An enemy is a beast on its own. You'll never really stop learning it. No, for sure. And, like... I'm already pretty good with, like, making sure things are sized properly in 3D. It's just, like, musculature I have never worked with because I don't do characters. This is now... If you count some of my biomechanical stuff, this is now my, like, third character creature thing. But this is going to be the one that requires the most, like, anatomy knowledge, so... For sure a new challenge. There's a bone and it's connected to that thing, and then there's another thing. Eventually they all connect to something, okay? That's all that matters. That nose needs a little bit more work. Hold on a second here. Does it? Let's see. Not necessarily. It's actually a little too thin, so let's do this. Okay, that feels a little bit better. Okay. Happened to see some posts of Houdini courses. Mostly of them tells you not... Oh, it tells you you don't need other software, only Houdini to be a pro. Most people comments are like, don't use other software, learn Houdini. So it depends on what your goal is. Yes, you can use Houdini for probably everything, although if you've tried modeling in Houdini, you'll know that it is probably one of the worst things on the planet unless you use a plugin. So, yes, there's a lot you can do, but I can tell you most studios that integrate Houdini into their pipeline, they are also using Maya for animation and then carrying that data over to Houdini, if not just generating stuff in Houdini and then compositing it later. So Houdini has its place to learn, but I don't necessarily know if it's a 100% replacement for like a standard DCC like Blender or Maya or 3ds Max. Yeah, the biggest thing that I had problems with Houdini is that all of it is procedural, which is super cool, but when you're modeling it sucks. So not really the best. You should definitely, like, if your plan is to do modeling and stuff, like if your plan is special effects, like VFX stuff, like, you know, explosions and water sims and all that fun stuff, then yeah, Houdini is probably going to be the best thing to do. But a lot of the times what you're going to find with those courses is that they're promising you a one solution fits all approach, and it's never really like that. It would be like me saying Maya is the perfect VFX tool for everything. It's not. You know, there's things that it can do and there's things that it can't do well. Like, you just have to be careful when you're looking at those courses because they're going to promise you the world, and most of the time they'll deliver like half of that. You came live on Insta, the YouTube 1K celebrate, then your work was amazing. You're my first inspiration. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Abde. I appreciate you watching my stuff. But you guys didn't see it. I dropped video today for the texturing of the pistol. So that's up on YouTube. And then I was going to do one on rendering, but I realized I didn't record any of that process. So I'm not going to be doing one on rendering. Just emphasize the brows a little bit here. That's the move tool. So, okay. I can kind of see my issue here. Alright. Yeah, just looking at what I can do now. Let's see. ZBrush definitely got a lot easier when I started thinking about it, like the way they tell you to think about it, instead of trying to think of it as like a regular modeling application. Okay, so that's actually bothering me now, so I'm gonna just smooth that a bit, and we'll turn that into teeth later. Alright, how are we doing? Let's go back here. Alright, so there's a lot to be fixed here. I think posts like that make people think they need Houdini to be a pro without thinking about the niche for them. Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, Houdini is an amazing software, but you can do a lot of the same stuff in Maya. It's just a little bit more difficult or a little bit more convoluted. So, like, really, like, if you want to learn Houdini, go for Houdini. If the job you're going for requires Houdini, then you should obviously learn it. But it's not required. Like, I haven't once felt like I needed to learn it yet. I want to eventually, but, like, for me, like, I'm like, you know? Will you bring Unreal tutorials later? Maybe. I haven't done a lot of work in Unreal. Like, I've done a little bit, and I do have a couple of... I think I have 2 Unreal tutorials, maybe 1. But, yeah, it's not, like, my main thing that I use, so... Probably not. So happy that I'm starting to learn how to draw so I don't have to practice this entire anatomy shit for 3D. I actually honestly prefer this for 3D. I am trying to get back into drawing. It's just not, I don't know, it's not my favorite thing anymore. So, let's see. I'm just gonna ignore the lips for now because I know they're there. They're bugging the shit out of me, but I'm gonna ignore them for now. Let's look more at bony features again. Okay, so I have definitely kind of jacked up a little bit, so let's fix that. That feels much better. Such a minor change. Okay. How do we change the interface for ZBrush? Good question. As far as changing the color, I know you can go up here and change it in the custom UI settings, but as far as like moving stuff around, I can't for the life of me get mine to actually save my config. I was told once how to fix it, and I forgot. So I know there's a way. I learned most of that from a tutorial that I bought off of Flip Normals. Little tip I can give you to spend less time. Wait. Little tip I can give you to spend less time on areas. All that detail is going to confuse you heavy. Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to go too crazy with the detail, but I am trying to make sure that a lot of this at least makes sense to my brain. I'm not traditionally trained in this, so for me, I'm just kind of navigating right now. But I do appreciate the advice. It's also been like, I don't know, almost a month since I've used ZBrush, so I'm like warming back up to it again. Okay. Alright, let's get some chest anatomy going here. We're going to start focusing on the pectorals. Thanks for that. You're welcome. Do you think Bifrost is underrated? I mean, I heard that Pixamoto uses Bifrost for creating... Yeah, I mean... Bifrost is pretty cool. You can do a lot with it. And I don't think a lot of people take advantage of it. Mainly just because, like... It's kind of like... It's like sculpting, right? When you think of sculpting, your brain goes to ZBrush. Like, everyone uses ZBrush for sculpting. It doesn't necessarily go to Blender or Mudbox or anything like that. So when you're talking about like effects-driven stuff, your brain goes to Houdini, just because we all know that like that's kind of been the standard for that stuff. But Bifrost is an awesome package, and it does a lot, especially in the terms of like building like procedural modeling, like cities and stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with it. So I wouldn't discount it at all. I just don't know if it's as powerful as Houdini, because it probably isn't. It doesn't have to be. Wasn't meant to be an insult, just reminds me of myself. No, you're good. I didn't take it as an insult. Again, I'm like a baby deer with this, so I have no idea what I'm doing entirely. I know enough anatomy to be dangerous. And then I definitely want to kind of pull the rib cage out of this a little bit. Okay. Just kind of fleshing that in a little bit. Oh, we all stare at the headlights when it comes to anatomy. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, my buddy, I've talked to him before, and he's just like, he memorized it so well. It's just like, every time I see him, like, critiquing people's works, I'm like, how the hell? Like, what? It's pretty wild how some people memorize things. Alright, so... let's see. No, those generally come down to right about there. Looking at this, go back to where I was. The scapula. This is probably why I haven't picked this up as fast as I did, because I didn't want to get to this part, but I knew it was coming. I need the non-posed variant. There we go. A little confused because my mentor appreciates me on my work. Made a character model, hard surface animation, environment, lighting, rendering. Which one am I focused? You give me suggestions. Which one do you like the most? I think a lot of people tend to ask that question on like, which one should I do? But the reality is you need to be doing what you enjoy. Otherwise, you're gonna like burn out a lot faster than you normally would. I've seen it a lot of times where you have people who are like, oh, well, you know, this one makes more money, so I'm going to go after it. But they find no passion in it. They find no love for what they're doing. It's tough. So when it comes to choosing what you want to be doing, make sure it's something you actually enjoy doing. I would not take a role as a rigging person. I wouldn't qualify for it, but like, if I had the opportunity to get a job as a rigger, I would not take it because I would hate my life. So try to put a little bit of like thought into what it is you actually really want to do with that, and then figure out what you want to like actually pursue. Because a lot of times it's something you like. A lot of people will figure out in school if they're not like forced to just like jump into something. But it definitely takes a little bit of time to just figure out like where you want to be with that. So hopefully that helps. Why are we not rotating anymore? What just happened? I'm gonna save that real quick. Why can I suddenly not move? Project saved. That's beautiful, but why? I can sculpt. What just happened? Nothing is... okay. Did I hit something I wasn't supposed to? Why is it blue? What did I just do? I've seen many videos of Blender environments, but I haven't seen people doing environment Maya. Like when it comes to Maya, there is not enough content on that, so people think Maya isn't capable. Totally is. I could promise you that you've seen environments made in Maya, especially if you watched Avatar or any of those movies like that. They're all... Avatar, the original Avatar was made with Maya, and if you guys remember it, I don't know if you remember the software, it's called Vue. It doesn't exist anymore, but Vue was kind of one of the first iterations of like procedural like plant life and environment construction, and it kind of got replaced by like SpeedTree. But Vue was one of the really like early ones that was integrated with Maya to do that stuff. Control and redraw the tool. Control N. Control N. Oh. Okay. I know I just did that. This is where it gets frustrating. No, it's not that. Yeah, it's definitely not that. How do I fix that? What's up, Crix? How are you doing? I can't even go back on that. Can I? Okay. Alright, that's fine. Control N. That's not doing that. You're holding shift. I'm holding control. I can... wait a minute. Did my remote get... hold on. There we go. Okay. It was my remote. Is it dead? Yeah, okay, that's why. There we go. That's better. So I've noticed with this remote, it's the XP pen. When it dies, if you were holding a key, when it dies, it keeps holding that key. So that is why that happened. And it just died again. Are you serious? I know this thing works when it's plugged in. Oh, don't do this to me. All right, hold on. I'm gonna let that charge for a second. Let me just get resituated here. Oh, it's been a hot minute since I've done this. Tax! 3 freaking months, man. Thank you so much for the resub. How you doing? Way too many months for this. I know. I know. Haven't heard from you at all today. You doing okay? You doing okay? I am, my remote just died, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Let's see. No. Alright, give me a second. Alright, let's see here. So we are dead right now. Which means I just need to switch up my configuration scheme here. Which, if I remember correctly, I thought I had a custom one. I need to make a ZBrush one. I remember the internship. Oh, remember the intern? Yeah, I do. Which one? Okay. You know, it would be nice if I could just... What am I making now? Oh, this is... I got too reliant on this thing. This is a new sculpt I'm working on for Death. So, Grim Reaper-ish. Why won't you stay powered on? I have used this before when it was plugged in, but I guess not. Alright, I'm gonna do this real quick then. Give me a second, guys. Technical difficulties because I've never set the tablet keys up for this. Let's add a new one. Why don't we just browse? Okay, there it is. Alright, so ZBrush. So I want these bottom ones. So K6, you are going to be just control. Nope. K7 is going to be shift. K8 is going to be alt. Okay. It's going to take me a hot second to learn that again. Okay. Oh, it's like being a baby again. Okay. We're not using the transpose tool. I don't even know why that got selected. So there we go. I'm back up to normal now. Okay, let me catch up on this stuff. So let's see. They have asked us to come to work on this weekend. Yes, Saturday and Sunday gone for this week. Why? You're being paid for that, right? I would hope you're being paid for that. My take on using Maya is it has powerful rig and animation tools, a good procedural system, and good modeling tools. Yeah, it's a great software. I love it. I have some old members and they said it's not common, so I'm a bit chill. I mean, that's cool. Yeah, paid. Okay, yeah, I mean, if it's paid, I guess maybe they're just testing your, like, dedication to it. I don't know. Definitely sucks that you're going to lose your, like, weekend, but... Which one of these is alt? There it is. It's funny, I've never had it like die like that. And Chris, you didn't answer me. How you doing? Are you ready for your charity stream tomorrow? Which if you guys didn't know, my friend and mod, Tex of the Chaotic Seekers, is doing a charity stream tomorrow for Stack Up. So if you guys are unfamiliar with Stack Up, they're a organization that helps veterans. And they're based around like video gaming stuff, so they're really cool. So he does a charity every year, and tomorrow is the day. Okay. Can you give me a little summary about the character you're making? So, yeah, basically I am doing a Nordic-inspired version of the Grim Reaper, or Death. This is my own thing, so, like, I don't really have, like, a base concept to go off of this, so this is very much me just kind of, like, playing with ideas and putting it to paper, so to speak. So that is, yeah, that's kind of the goal here. You got the little Lidomastoid in there, right? It's like the only muscle I remember from the neck and head besides the traps. Maybe. Let me see. I can tell you. I don't have these memorized at all, but I could tell you if I did put it in there by looking at a picture of it. Because I have this wonderful Anatomy for Sculptors book open. Where'd it go? Where did you go? Almost. There's some. There we go. Let's see. The clavicle. The sternocleidomastoid? Is that what you're talking about? Maybe, possibly. Yes, that one's in there. How are you going to do a part 3 of the videos? Yes, I have a whole... So I recorded a video before this on, like, introducing that video because there's been a lot going on. But I'll basically use this as some of the content for that one, and then I'm going to be doing more of this off stream, so there's a little bit more substance to that video. But yeah. By the way, I have completed a 3D model of Optimus Prime. Nice! You should post it in our Discord. I'd love to see it. All good, thanks for asking. Okay, good. I'm glad. Okay, so I need to move some stuff here. I want to sink this in a bit. These arms need to thin out. I will rebuild the musculature on this later. Kind of just want to get it thinned out. They said that they are very tight on deadlight this 25th, so every team has to work a little more, and everything about the company is good so far, plus we're paid, so it's okay. No, that's good. That's pretty common with, like, deadlines and crunch and stuff, so I wouldn't be too, like, worried about that necessarily. Let me go up a level. There we go. Yeah, I wouldn't be too stressed about that. But it's cool that they're asking you to do that because that, you know, that shows that there's some trust there. Definitely want to maintain the fact that this is going to be like a very skeletal mass. There will be a little bit of musculature, but I'll have to figure out what I want to do. Wait until you do bandages wrap around the finger. So much fun. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. So this project will be also one of the first ones that I do. I always forget the name of it. What the hell is it? Marvelous. So I was talking with... who was I talking with about that? Anamark 3D. Or I was talking with him about the Marmoset project he was working on. I was telling him how his videos couldn't have come at like a better time because like I'm gonna have to learn some of it. So, by the way, do you know Healthy Gamer GG? I don't. I've joined your Discord right now. Where do I send for your review? Just post it in the. If it's finished, post it in finished art. If it's a work in progress, just post it in work in progress, and you can for sure ask if you want to have critiques or anything like that. So, yeah. Marvelous is such a fun software to use. I'm excited to dive into it. I've been looking at it for a while, and I think this will be kind of like the perfect way to jump into it. So there is musculature there. It's just very light. And I know that kind of curves. Let's see. So the bicep goes across the shoulder and then pins. That might not be the right spot, but... And then we have the actual shoulder portion. Just goes right about... How far around the back does that wrap? Okay, so that kind of just like caps over. Okay. And then that's tricep, so let's just build that up a tad bit. And then I'm going to put tricep underneath. It's just a wonderful set of muscles. One of my favorite muscles to train at the gym. Let's see. Posted a new video, why do you feel so drained after work? And I was like, I know my answer is the commute. Yeah, the commutes are exhausting. I don't like a lot of people don't think that they are, but they're tiring. I'm really glad that I work from home because I don't have one. But I hate traffic, so it's just an equally like frustrating process for me. Thin skin and bones. Yes, thin skin and bones. And this goes all the way down to the elbow, which is right here, so I'm just gonna block that in a little bit. This probably isn't 100% right, and that's okay. I will continue refining this and working on this. It is the whole part of learning this. But again, I'm not afraid to show you guys that I am still learning a lot of this stuff, so. I wish I had Doctor Strange's portal. I know. That would make that a lot easier. Let's do this. Let's do... What about EDM? What does Artlist have for EDM? Mood. Powerful. powerful EDM. Let's see what that brings up. What else we got? This is like dance music, and I'm not really here for it. Alright, we'll start here, see how that goes. I don't know if you guys can even hear the music. There we go. There's a little bit of music for you. Alright, cool. So let's look at this. Nope, that's gonna drive me nuts. I can't do that. There's like certain music that I just can't listen to while I'm doing this stuff. Alright. Cool. What time is it? 8:41. We're doing good on time. So this for sure wraps over that muscle. I don't want that to stick out too much, but I want the anatomy there so I can work with it later. This does slightly wrap around. And then what do we have? So there's a muscle that goes right here. I've uploaded it in WIP projects. Yeah. Do you want me to look at it on stream, or do you want me to keep it off stream? So let me know. So, thankfully, you know, I'm not perfectly on, but I'm pretty close. How's that feeling on the front? It's getting there. I need to save this because it's been a minute. Save next. I might have to go, have some breakfast and leave for work. Have fun, everyone. Crix, have a good night. It's good to talk to you. Yo, what's up? What is up, Uzi? How are you? TX Sky, do you want me to open it up on stream, or do you want me to just look at it in private? Totally up to you. Okay. So those kind of fold there. And those actually combine. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. That was an odd song to have in that. Let's see. Did you just yell at me? No, I didn't. I was telling Crix to have a good shift. He yelled with you. Yeah, there you go. I yelled with you. If that makes any fucking sense. I didn't expect this to be like a good anatomy study, but it's actually been kind of nice. It's not perfect by any means, but I'm not shooting for perfection here. Do check it privately. Okay. Where's my Discord? Oh, okay, nice. Let's see. Nice. Very cool. You definitely got a lot of detail in there. What's next for you to model? What are you going to do next? Are you still working on this at all? Are you going to texture this? Minimize Discord here. Would you like to see Joe? Yeah, no, absolutely. It definitely has a very much has like a kill me vibe right now, but it's okay. All right, let's look at the rest of the back. I think that's what I'm going to focus on right now is the back muscles. So I definitely want to. Okay. Oh, nope, that's too thick. What is with the, like... do it on stream... Wait. So do it on Steam, please? What do you mean? You want me to look at it on stream or off stream? Because you said privately. Yes, I'm going to do texture. Next model will be Iron Man. This Optimus Prime G1 3D model took 90 hours to complete. Nice, very cool. Well, it looks like you're well on your way to learning this stuff. That's cool. How long have you been doing 3D stuff? Skip whatever that is. Why don't we use Mudbox rather than ZBrush? Because Mudbox hasn't been updated since like 2016. Which sucks because I actually really liked Mudbox back in the day. I used it quite a bit. Some of my first like sculpts were in Mudbox, and it just never really caught up. And since then, it hasn't been updated at all. So it's just not, it's not modernized. It's just one of the main reasons we don't use it. There are people who use it though. There's oh god, who was it? Mudbox is not supported by Autodesk. Yeah, it's basically end of life, unfortunately. They did integrate a lot of the tools into Maya, but poorly. So yeah, it's not great anymore. But there's a guy that I follow that he does do Mudbox. Oh, what's his name? He just posted this crazy. He does these like crazy portraits. Let me see if I can find him real quick. Let's see. I just liked one of his things on. I think I just followed him on ArtStation actually. Let me see. Likes his name. Ah, yeah, here he is. Simon Lee. No, I'm sorry. Ian Spriggs. He apparently did his last sculpt in Mudbox, according to his post that I saw. Let me see. Yeah, so he only uses Maya, Mudbox, and V-Ray, so pretty crazy. If you guys haven't seen his work, definitely look up Ian Spriggs on ArtStation. He has some incredible stuff. Let's see. Mudbox will be missed, much like XSI Soft Image. Yeah, or Soft Image, whatever it's called. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Mudbox is cool. Like, if you want to get into sculpting and you want to start out very simplistically, you could do Mudbox. It's a good option. It's cheap. It's like $10 a month. It's really inexpensive. Or you can go Nomad. Nomad's a little bit more modernized. You just have to have a tablet that can do it. Soon Windows. But, yeah. Yeah. Posted the images of Joker. Let me see. Jeez. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean by the bandages. That's wild, man. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get into sculpting cloth. I give you props for that. I'd rather simulate it and call it a day. Marvelous. Yeah, Marvelous is the next thing I'm going to be doing on this. Can you give me a tip related to texturing so that I can use for texturing? Well, Optimus Prime transformers are generally PBR stuff, so like you'd want to go with a PBR like texture set. So start looking at things like Substance Painter. Like, it's a great tool to get that into and start really experimenting with different materials and playing with all the different things you can do with it. But yeah, like, you're gonna want to go with, if you're gonna be just texturing in Maya, you're gonna want to use a lot of AI standard surface and some of the car shaders. There's quite a bit you can do there, but I would recommend looking at Substance if you can. That's a great tool to start learning texturing in. And then if you haven't yet, UV map it, because that's going to be really important. Marvelous. That's what the cloth started. Okay, so you started the cloth in Marvelous, and then you brought it in to sculpt it. Interesting. All right. Huh. That's something I also haven't played with yet, is adding objects on top of other objects. It's the workflow in games and film. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting. As you can tell, I've spent 0 time in this realm, so. Alright. Minimize that so I can get back to my reference. So that wraps around. Yeah, those wrap around, they stop at the kind of the abdominal area. Okay, so I see how that kind of functions. Okay. What is with all this weird music, dude? Like, I get that these are, like, military songs, but I looked for not that. Oh, where are you from, buddy? I am from New Mexico. Land of it's too damn hot right now. The reason being is that the garments from Marvelous have a lot of noise and repetition, and you want to clean up and enhance the folds. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. So I might end up doing that myself then, but I will probably come to you to get some help on that one at that point, when I get to that point in 7 months. Is Substance 3D software easy to use or hard? Like, how much time goes into learning the software? Quite a bit, but you got to put a lot of time into learning a lot of this, so it's worth putting the time into. If you are curious about getting started in Substance, I have what I have been told is a great video for beginners. It's like one of my top videos on YouTube. So it's just beginner to Substance Painter tutorials. I would recommend checking that out. Happy to help. Cool. That's always good. Yeah, I'm nowhere near that point yet. I haven't even bought it yet, so. But it'll come eventually. Pretty easy, but it takes time to learn that it's somehow based on Photoshop. Yeah, it's, you know, it's like any kind of image editing software. You do have to like learn how the layering works and all that stuff, but otherwise it's, I don't know. I didn't find it that hard to learn. If you would have asked me a couple years ago, I would have said it was impossible, but it's actually really not that bad. Let's start throwing a bicep in here. I don't even know. What time is it? We got like a couple minutes left. Bicep kind of curves. And there's like another muscle there. I don't really know what that one is. I'm gonna have to look into that one. But we'll get it kind of roughed in. I don't know. Honestly, for the time spent, it's feeling better. I feel less stressed with it now, so that's good. But damn, there's a lot left to do. Arms are tough. Yeah, apparently. There's a lot of shit in there that I didn't realize was in there. I'm refining my Rubik's Revolution model with cleaner bevels and Maya. Better than I modeled 5 years ago. That's good. That's the thing, right? Like, we always want to be able to look back at our stuff and say, like, hey, I'm improving. That's kind of the one of the best feelings as an artist is to go back and look at your old stuff, because, like, my old sculpts compared to, like, the recent one that I did anyway, the Siddhapati, like, they don't hold a candle to it. So it's always cool to see, like, that improvement over time. It's always enjoyable. Look into the Geo brush from ZBrush Guides. I'll take a look at that. Geo brush. Right here. Ooh. Grab the free Geo brush. I will for sure grab that. Damn, that would have helped so much on the Siddhapati. Soft forms in ZBrush. Interesting. That would have been really helpful. Can you make a video on basics of ZBrush, like how to start ZBrush? No. So the reason that I am not making any videos on ZBrush yet is because I am not nearly good enough at it to teach it. I hold myself to a certain standard in that I'm not going to teach somebody something if I don't understand it myself. So I will not be doing any ZBrush videos for more than likely the next year to 2 years, just because this is something that isn't my main focus. So it's kind of my, like, exploratory area. It's not exactly something that I'm spending a lot of time learning so I can teach. There are other people who are awesome teachers. If you want some sculpting advice, Jared Chavez has some really good stuff. Who else? There is Abe Liel. He's got some good stuff on ZBrush. Animark 3D. I'm trying to think of other people I follow that do educational content. Those are the three that I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah. I'm thinking those three. Those three are good ones to look into. I'm not feeling too bad about this yet. Feeling pretty decent, so. I also need to relearn polygroups because it's been a hot second. At least you can teach the basics. We love your way of teaching. I appreciate that. And if I get to a point where I'm comfortable enough teaching the basics, I can do a basics video for sure. Again, I just don't want to give you guys the incorrect information. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, is when somebody tries to teach something that they don't necessarily understand. So I try really hard not to be that. If they hop in the server, there are people who can help from yes, that's true too. Zach, for instance, has actually been a really awesome, helpful person in the Discord. So there are people in our Discord that know sculpting as well. So if you have questions in there, that's a great place to be. That's a new area for my Discord, because like my Discord has been predominantly Maya for years, or for a year. So it's definitely a new section. I guess I should probably open... Should I do a sculpting channel in Discord? I'm wondering if I should do that. I might do that now that Zach has put that idea into my head. Because I do have like 3D modeling stuff, but I don't really have sculpting specific stuff. Discord link. So you're on Instagram, so if you go into my bio, there's all my links link, and then in that link there is a Discord invite. That is the only one that exists for my Discord. Yeah. Supus is another good one. She's really good at anatomy and stuff. Okay. Let's see. Question is do I want to go for another 30 minutes? I'm not tired anymore, so screw it. I'll just go for another 30 minutes. Let's start looking. I want to look at this pelvic region, so like just lightly fill this in where the abdominals are. They kind of flow up into the chest portion, right below where the... What do I have? I have something wrong here. Let's see. Or do I? I may have just like... I think my rib cage is too long. Yeah, it's coming down too low. Let's fix that. / yes. Yes for what, Mr. Blazerman? Yes for a sculpting area? Are you going to Love tomorrow? Because I have to do some work. Oh, am I going live tomorrow? No, so I usually only go live on Mondays and Fridays. This week I missed Monday because I was... What was I doing on Monday? I was doing something. Oh, I was doing Father's Day. But next week I'll be live on Monday and Friday, so... Yeah, I don't usually go live on the weekends unless I have like a weird off day that I'm able to, but usually the weekends I'm not streaming. Yes, everything. All right, Mr. Blazerman. I will do it. Got some Viking music or something going on? I'm here for it. Okay. Hey, cat. How are you? Thank you for the biddies. Oops. It's actually too much. Okay, so that's a little thick, but that's okay. Adjust that, Stave. My sweet Gamble, how I miss you. I know, I will work on reintegrating something like that. Currently, I have to do some work in drawing skills. Alright, TX Kai, have a good night. Are you doing some manual retopio? No. I think I might not do that with this one. I don't know. It depends. That's a tough one because as much as I want to do the full process, I don't know if I want to do that with this one because I didn't plan on doing any, like, animation with it. But then again, I didn't with the Citipati either, and I manually retopoed that. So I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't gotten that far into that decision. I'm puppy sitting, but doing well. Nice. That's fun. How's that going? Do you have your drawing homework, young man? I don't have drawing homework. I don't have homework. I left homework behind when I graduated. God Paris, sir, give me tips about ZBrush. I don't have tips for ZBrush yet. That DLC has not been unlocked. Follow Jared Chavez and Abe Leal for those. And Animark. They all do tips on those things. F for the semester. Repay the tuition. I almost had to do that at my old school. What's up, chat reopener? How are you? Let's see. Just want to pull that in a little bit. Pull this out a tad bit. I love Maya, and I'm good in Maya, but in ZBrush I am trash. But an indie modeler need to be a sculptor also? No, you absolutely don't have to be a sculptor. So, like, I want you guys to, like, understand, like, where I come from when it comes to 3D. Like, I want to learn everything. I want to do everything that I can. I very much want to be a generalist. You do not have to be that. So if you want to be a hard surface modeler, go for it. Like if you want to be a prop modeler, do that. If you want to be a sculptor, go for sculpting. You do not have to be good at sculpting to be a standard modeler. I'm just insufferable, and I have just this like ever longing like addiction to learning. So I keep doing that. I am dead inside. How are you? I am good. Are you doing okay? That sounds like a rough answer. I hope you're doing okay. Uh-oh, did something that ZBrush isn't gonna like. What'd you do? Sorry, I made a model. Can I show you in DC? Just post it in the work in progress channel. Or did I do something? Yeah, that's something that a lot of people ask me, like, they want to, like, know if they have to learn sculpting just because I'm doing it. Like, you don't have to do what I'm doing at all. So, keep that in mind. Please don't think that you have to do, like, what I do. Unless you want to. No, me. What you do. Alright, let's do... Why? Why am I getting all these weird army drum beats? It's just weird. I did not find the channel. It's called... Hold on. It's down at the bottom under Creative Alley. It's called WIP-Projects. Stuck making an elbow for 3 days now. Are you doing like a mechanical elbow, or are you doing like a organic elbow? Okay, so I'm going to work on just cutting this out a little bit. I'm not going to do muscle just yet. This kind of reminds me of like the Back to the Future soundtrack. I don't know why. Maybe something good. There we go. Iron Man Mark 7. Oh, okay, I gotcha. What are you stuck on with it? There you go, you found it. Stigma! You have a bone to pick with me. Why? Why? What'd I do? I accidentally mirrored a mesh that was 8 million polys. I was not paying attention. Ouch. This is my other project, Stigma. And I was looking, I am sorry to inform you, but I was looking at them and I decided not to do it. So if you guys want a little bit of a look into what I'm trying to hopefully do, I'm not going to do this until I get permission from the artist to do it. But I reached out to his name is Ivo. I think it's Pangsel. Let me show you guys what I'm going to hopefully start next week, if he gets back to me. He did this really awesome like assault version of like a Naboo fighter from Star Wars. And it checked a lot of boxes for me and things that I wanted to really work with, like paneling-wise. So I'm really hoping that he gets back to me and says it's cool for me to use this, because I would love to work off of this. But I'm awaiting his response. What's up, Obscura? How are you? Okay. 1 second here. Alright, get him. Cryzen Dune. I'm sorry. How are you guys doing, Stigma and Obscura? Do you go by Obscura, or what do you go by? Alright, so let's see. Pull this up. Let's see here. Damn. That's looking pretty good, God Paris. That looks sick. How long you been working on that? That's coming together really nicely. Are you gonna texture that? I'm doing good, just working on some school stuff, doing research for a motorcycle endorsement. I really should be doing some schoolwork, and actually, yes, recently retired. Okay, so you retired. Okay, so Obscure is cool. Me and Brad just got done rewatching the remake of the Doom movie. I love the new ones. They're so good. I have had many good conversations with the guy who did a lot of the VFX for those films. It was actually really funny because he jumped into my chat a long time ago on Twitch, and he was like giving me pointers. And I was just like, I don't know if I trust this guy. And then he sent me his portfolio, and I looked it up. And I'm like, oh my god. Okay. Yubbers. I have never seen him do. They're worth watching. They're very good. No, I didn't did yet. Currently, I'm doing UV. Okay, I got you. Very cool. Hides in shame. It makes me want to play the game. Stigma. I feel like you just wake up and like you're like sweating Dune, not Doom. You're just like, I have to play it. Okay, thinning this out, and then I'll start doing the musculature. How much thinner did I make that? That's better. Okay. Okay. I'm actually fairly happy with the progress that I made tonight. The blockout is coming along nicely. I'm getting a little bit of anatomy in there, not a lot, but I'm going to be working with that more, so I'm pretty happy with how that's going. I'm at 90 hours so far. Holy crap. And as somebody who played the game before, see Sharky, now it's a good time. Now it's a real good time. Save next. Deserts make you sweat, so yes, I mean, that's totally fair. Very, very fair. Let's see. Big Brat maybe. Okay, so Big Brat made you. I see what happened. Okay. Scribbles when the obscure one has to watch a Dune movie. Hydrate. Man, somebody hasn't used that in a long time. Alright. I think I'm going to call this for tonight. But remember, this is going to be a full series on YouTube. So I am uploading vlog-style videos based on this project. So you can expect that there will be a new one this week, now that I've actually worked on this. Because that's gonna be the goal for content this week anyway. I also have a new Hypershade video that I'm working on, so that's coming out soon too. You let him dehydrate? Yeah, see? Good progress. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. How long is too long on a project modeling? I've spent like 300 hours on this model and still not done. It just depends. I mean, are you chasing perfection? Like, it sounds like you may be stuck a little bit. 300 hours is a long time. I have not spent 300 hours on anything, because that's just, at some point you have to like establish what it is you're chasing with that project. So 300 hours is rough. I've had 100-hour, near 200-hour projects, but like just for modeling, 300 hours is kind of rough. So not to, again, it's not to make you feel bad, but I'd be curious on like what's hanging you up and like what you're getting stuck on, and then maybe if there's a way I can help you kind of like get through that and guide you through that, like feel free to message me. I do not mind. So if you feel like there's something you're stuck on, we have the Discord that's full of plenty of resources to get some help, as well as you can message me. Yeah, I don't want you to feel bad for spending that much amount of time, but it sounds like there's some room that you could improve on, so let's figure out what that is. Let's see. If you want to get work, yes, too long. Yeah. You got to pump workout at 4 to 6 weeks and be aggressive today. Yeah, for sure. Yes, I want him crispy. Why? That's so rude. I want that triangle. What triangle? What? Yeah, chat reopener. Don't feel bad about it, but let's figure out like what it is you're getting hung up on. So, go ahead and message me. I do not mind. I'll help you out where I can. My arcane triangle? Oh, is that what that is? Interesting. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Instagram, you're always the first to go, just because I can't really do anything with this platform, except end the live stream. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. It was a pleasure, as always. I will see you all live next week. You all have a wonderful and safe weekend. Let's see. I'm gonna let Instagram catch up for a second here, because it always takes a moment. Okay. End live video. All right. YouTube, same to you guys. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out. It's been good chatting with everybody tonight. Give me a second here. Oh my god. I need to open up Twitch so I can figure out who we're gonna raid. Let's see. Oh, I know exactly who I'm gonna raid. Thanks for the stream. Absolutely. Thank you so much, man. Hey man, how you doing? Nothingness. I'm doing good, but unfortunately I'm just about to end stream. So I'm sorry you jumped in at this time, but thank you so much for jumping in. It's always good to see everybody. But yeah, guys, I'll be live again next week, of course, as always. So keep an eye out for streams Monday, Friday. I hope you have a safe weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. And then Twitch, we're going to raid out. So give me a second here. We are going to raid Dead Sun.